Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
There will be even more challenges for international students from policy changes starting November 1st.
That is likely going to mean we have a lower number of provincial attestation letters that we can extend to international students.
Food banks are trying to stock up before a very busy winter season.
Our usage has gone up kind of over the last 5 years, but we've definitely seen it.
Festivals across Edmonton are suffering from increasing costs.
We were up against sort of a perfect storm of economic conditions.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch. Coming to the post-secondary is a pretty big life milestone for young adults, and it's expensive commitment. More so for students abroad.
And now there's even more challenges for international students as the federal government has instituted a restriction on the number of international students to offset housing shortages and to not add to healthcare capacity issues. Our Kylie Betts brings us more live from the hallways of NAIT.
Thanks, guys. That's right. An international student cap is going to be affecting universities and colleges, including NAIT. In 2025, the number of students in foreign enrollment is going to be getting lowered. This is going to make it more difficult for people with the same dream as a fellow NAIT student.
My schooling experience at NAIT was amazing.
Julianne is an international student attending NAIT. She was an actress in Brazil and moved to Edmonton 3 years ago to pursue a career in television. Because of Canada's new international student cap, others may not be as lucky as her.
Before, we had some kind of encouragement for immigration, and now it's going to be a little bit more difficult to immigrate to Canada.
For NAIT, this means that only certain programs will be open to international students. There will be a reduced number of provincial attestation letters available to them.
So one of the things we're doing right now is taking a look at all of our programs. So we're trying to anticipate how many of our programs we think will be eligible for that postgraduate work permit into the future, and also where can we adapt or advocate to ensure that as many of our programs as possible can be eligible moving forward.
Immigration, Refugees and Citizens Canada has introduced a 10% reduction to the number of international study permits for 2025. This makes it more difficult for aspiring international students to immigrate.
Even with all the difficulties and everything, I would do this again because it's worth it.
NAIT has been engaged with provincial and federal government and is waiting to understand the full impact of the cap. If you want more information on the international student cap, you can go to www.canada.ca.
Kylie, is anybody exempt from the international student cap?
Yeah, actually K-12 students are exempt from the cap. PhD and doctorate students used to be exempt from the cap, but now they will be included in 2025.
Okay, and Kylie, what happens to students after they graduate?
So after they graduate, degree graduates will remain eligible for the postgraduate work permit for up to 3 years. However, starting today, international students graduating from public college programs will no longer be eligible unless their work is in an area of high demand.
Thanks, Kylie. That's Kylie Betts reporting live from the hallways of NAIT.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
Despite being known as the city of festivals, Edmonton may start seeing less festivals. Sights of music, dancing, and laughter may become less common in Edmonton as festivals are struggling to continue. The Edmonton Blues Festival, which has been going on since 1999, will not be happening next year.
We were up against sort of a perfect storm of economic conditions. There was an incredible increase in costs related to putting on the festival. Probably a 40 to 50% increase in every imaginable thing that it takes to put on a festival.
With Horlock Park being closed for renovations, the Edmonton Blues Festival is hopeful that it will be able to return in 2026 when renovations are finished.
The University of Alberta Food Bank is desperately seeking to fully stock its shelves, as this year it is expected to see a record high demand. The university's campus food bank donates their food to students who cannot afford food while in school. Due to the rise in food prices and the cost of inflation increasing, a number of students struggle to pay bills and keep themselves fed.
Our usage has gone up kind of over the last 5 years, but we've definitely seen it, that 600% growth is much more significant than in past years. So that's been one of the challenges.
If you want to donate to the University of Alberta Food Bank, you can send them a message regarding what you would like to donate, as well as you can drop it off at the U of A Campus Food Bank office or donate at campusfoodbank.com.
The University of Alberta is offering a new course about the changing environment of gaming and gambling. The course is designed to teach people about the changing gambling environment in Alberta, with sports betting being at a record high with the Edmonton Oilers playoff run. It will also inform people how gambling is hidden in video games meant for kids.
They'll learn a lot. It's like a 360-degree take on addiction and treatment and recovery. They'll be looking at Indigenous gambling, frameworks for understanding Indigenous gambling.
The course will run at the University of Alberta from November 12th to 15th and is open for anyone to come and learn about gaming and gambling.
Students at MacEwan University can breathe a sigh of relief after hearing that students' fall break won't be cancelled. Students took it upon themselves to persistently advocate against it, and now MacEwan has decided to quash any changes and continue to have a fall break. Students are working away as the semester has almost come to an end, and they can kick up their feet and take a break from their studies.
I'm willing to take finals on a Sunday if I have a week off.
I found out that it was going to possibly leave, and then pretty soon after I found out it was going to come back or stay. And just hearing that, I was excited. I was happy.
Just before students take their reading break, they are also getting ready to show off their school at their open house this Saturday, November 2nd. Coming up after the break, we enter the world of sports, checking in on our very own Ooks.
But before that, we take a look at this weekend's weather and whether or not it's time to break out those winter tires.
We have a brand new team, and we're really just trying to focus on dialing in our structure.
Hi, I'm Reese Revel. I'm your sports reporter this week. We'll be breaking down the men's Ooks home opener, as well as the Elks season coming to a close and breaking down their press conference. All that and more in sports.
Hi, I'm Curtis Goodrum, and I'm coming up next with your weather report, so stick around.
Welcome back. You know, it's recently been getting colder, and now I've been waking up to frost on my car.
You know what, Ava? I have too, and it's almost made me late for class multiple times. Luckily for us, our Curtis Goodrum brings us more on the weather.
Thank you guys, and be ready for some more of that frost on Saturday. So keep your car scrapers out, maybe put them in the passenger seat, but we'll get a bit more into that later. The biggest thing to pay attention to this weekend is the clock. It's time to fall back an hour for daylight savings, which means a little bit more sleep for everyone. But remember, it's on Sunday, November 3rd, so get those kitchen clocks ready on Saturday. Now let's jump into the weather. First place we got here is Calgary. It's going to be a 4 and a -4, a little bit kind of the average that we'll see throughout the rest of Alberta. It's really, really nice weather though, especially for this time of year. I mean, we're already in November and it's 4. Jasper, 4 -5, a little bit colder in Jasper, but again, keeping that 4 kind of high. It's really, really great weather though for Jasper, especially this time of year. I mean, you're in the mountains and it's 4 degrees. That's crazy. Jumping into Fort McMurray, 3 degrees and -4. Again, going to be a little bit chillier in Fort McMurray than the rest of Alberta, but kind of staying to that -4, -5 kind of low. But Edmonton, this is the real big story, -8. Which is really cold, and then a little bit 1 or 2 degrees above 0 as our high, but don't worry, on Sunday it should warm up a little bit more, and next week we might even be hitting double digits. Our averages for Edmonton are 4 and -4, kind of expected. We saw that kind of throughout the rest of Alberta. But our records, 22 and -22. 22 degrees, it was in 1949, which is pretty a long time ago. 1949, fun fact, was the year that NATO was founded, and -22 in 1991. That was the year the World Wide Web was introduced. I've been Curtis Goodrum with your weather. Thank you so much for watching, and stay classy, Edmonton.
Newswatch weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
Fall break's coming up, and I know I'm going to be doing some work and a lot of play. Ava, do you have any plans?
Well, Sam, I think I got to catch up on my homework.
With fall break coming, we are asking you our new question of the week. What are your plans for reading break this semester?
Comment on the NAIT Nuggets Instagram for your chance to win a prize.
While the Elks have concluded yet another underwhelming season, the Ooks men's soccer team is on their way to New Brunswick for nationals.
But while those seasons are coming to a close, the Ooks men's hockey team is starting their season with a bang, including their home opener on Saturday.
Thanks, guys. With the Oilers' poor start to the season and an injury to the best player in the world, hockey fans might be a little on edge lately. However, if you're looking for a pick-me-up, look no further than the Ooks men's hockey team, who just wrapped up an exciting back-and-forth home opener this past weekend. The Ooks hosted Red Deer this past weekend for their home opener, coming one day after winning the first matchup between the two teams 3-1. Jumping into it, Ooks on the power play, Red Deer on the breakaway. They score, making it 1-0 early on into this first period. Then, just as the power play expires, Kenyon Nyman makes it 1-1 with 5 minutes to go in the first. Then, some rough stuff comes back from the last game as the Ooks go on the penalty kill. That just sets them up for their own shorthanded goal from Ty Whitford, making some beautiful moves to put the Ooks up 2-1. That'll do it for the first, as we jump right into the second now, as Evan Arnold cashes in on the rebound. He makes it 3-2 for the Ooks. But the Ooks back on the power play now. Red Deer on a breakaway again. They score their third shorthanded goal of the game, making it 3-3. And then on the same power play, Jackson Hassman snipe 4-3 for the Ooks. And then another Red Deer breakaway. McCoy Bidwell makes a huge save on that one. Then after a late hit just before the end of the second, chaos ensues. Over 80 penalty minutes handed out in this game. Then jumping right back into the third, Jackson Hassman again, a beautiful shot, puts the Ooks up 5-4 in this third period, taking the linesman out too. Then with Red Deer pushing for the equalizer, they do find it, making it 5-5 going into the overtime. Both teams trade chances in the extra frame, but as two Ooks get caught down low, it opens up the door for a 2-on-1 for Red Deer the other way. And with Bidwell making the first save, Dawson LaRue follows up, and Red Deer wins a great hockey game, 6-5 in overtime.
Stuck to our systems well and implemented our forecheck and our backtracking. Getting shots on net is a big thing that we have put into our team goals, and if we just stick to trusting one another, I think the rest of our season will go smoothly.
While those sticks are clashing on the ice, our Eugene Jacob went on a detour to outside and learn about the Ooks men's soccer team and how they're going to approach the Nationals.
It's 5 days away before this soccer team leaves Edmonton to enter the CCAA National Soccer Championship. They won against the Keanu Huskies, and coming out of an intense match will be a tight going to a bigger competition. Jeff Powless says that it's his 5th national entrance, with 80% of his players being first years for NAIT.
You know, with this group of players, how do we warm up and prepare? I think this is about as deep a team, probably the deepest team that I've ever taken to nationals with NAIT. And, you know, we're a talented group.
Because the Ooks men's soccer team was able to secure the spot against the Huskies, their 9-1-2 win-loss tie ratio is more than a statement when entering the Nationals in New Brunswick from November 6th to November 9th.
They're all coming in from different walks of life. They don't know each other, but then they come in here and football brings them together. And they've created this family, this willingness to work hard for each other and communicate and talk on the field and off the field. And even now, you know, after practice, they're still around, they stick around because they enjoy each other, right?
With 3 awards obtained after the conclusion of the 2024 season, that is Head Coach, Player, and Rookie of the Year from the ACAC, the team have their heads up against a test of pressure and skill. They will be facing off Les Rouges de Saint-Boniface at 10 a.m. on November 6th and hoping to get as far as they can into the bracket.
Really, for me, it's all the players that have earned it.
I'm Eugene Jacob with NAIT NewsWatch.
The The Edmonton Elks have concluded their season with back-to-back wins. However, it wasn't enough as the Green and Gold failed to make the playoffs once again, as well as a long list of off-season chores.
As signage and sponsorships come down, it signifies the end of an underwhelming season for the Green and Gold. Many unknowns lead the club into the 2025 season. However, the team did announce Thursday Chris Morris will become the new president and CEO of the team. The former W will have lots on his plate, including the fate of interim head coach Jarius Jackson.
Well, it's actually an exciting time because at the end of the day, you know, there's opportunity, right? So, of course, I want it to go in my favor, but at the same time, I don't control that, right? My job is to go out and try to win football games, and each and every week, that's what, myself and the staff try to do.
But Morris's duties will not stop there. He will also have his hands full with a long list of notable players without a contract, including 26-year-old Canadian quarterback and fan favorite Trey Ford.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, right? It's not my call, right? It's got to see how the cards fall and see, I would talk to my agent and see what everybody's saying and go from there.
For Ford and the Elks, finishing the season with 7 wins and 11 losses is an improvement from the 4-14 record the Elks produced in the 2023 season. However, many have grown impatient after 4 straight seasons of finishing in the bottom of the CFL West Division.
The league's a better league when Edmonton's a good football team, and we didn't quite get there.
For the Elks, they hope the improvement made this season is a stepping stone towards becoming a Grey Cup winning organization once again, and not just another in a long Edmonton-like rebuild.
Well, gotta wish the soccer team the best of luck as they travel to New Brunswick.
Oh yeah, it seems like every week we have a new success story from the Ooks.
Right? It's a lot for them to live up to, but I know they can do it. Thanks, Reese.
For those of us who like to read, we head to a book launch here in Edmonton.
And Halloween is a time to learn how to make a costume. All this and more coming up.
Coming up in entertainment, a local author in Edmonton, Peter Kozio, releases his brand new book, and the Yikes Festival is back in Edmonton. That and more coming up in entertainment.
NAIT NewsWatch Team Apparel brought to you by Edmonton Plato's Closet and Heath Specialty Services.
While October is over, Halloween is not. Many people are going out to celebrate this weekend as well.
Our Robin Prevost went to try and make their own Halloween costume in time for the second Halloween.
Hi, I'm Robin Prevost, and on Try This, I'm going to show you guys the process that went into making my Halloween costume. I missed last Halloween, so I'm going to catch this second Halloween. If you're in the same boat as me, stick around.
I decided to go as Eddie Munson. Once I got my inspiration, it was time to start collecting parts. I got all my clothes from Value Village and Poshmark, then it was a slow collection of accessories that I got off of Etsy, Amazon, and around my house. Then I needed to finish making my battle vest. I ran out of time to sew all the patches on by hand, so I ended up having to use hot glue and some creativity, and after burning my hand, I used a fork to help push everything flat. I've made a couple costumes over the years, so I like finding all the little details that help make it accurate. Like I found the specific patches that were on his vest, and even some of the pins that were on his vest too. And after a lot of hard work and effort, the vest was done. After that, I dyed my hair, then curled it and let it dry for the night. I got up, undid all my curls, did my makeup, and after that, it ended up being assembly time and time for the grand reveal.
I'm Robin Prevost. This has been Try This. Happy Halloween Part 2.
Now that November is here, are you considering growing a mustache for Movember?
I'll give it my best shot, though I can't guarantee as good a mustache as our friend Peyton Schwartz, who truly excels at Movember.
Thanks, guys. Facial hair takes many forms. There's the horseshoe, the handlebar, and even the toothbrush. You might be wondering what I'm getting at, but it's all about Movember. Men grow their mustaches to highlight and drive conversations around men's health, including prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and mental health. This movement not only seeks to inform, but also encourages individuals to take action through regular checkups and support for relevant charities.
So 10 years ago, I lost a family member to suicide, to mental health. And I think anyone that volunteers with an organization, you don't choose them randomly. You find something that speaks to you and touched you. And when that happened in my family, it was like, oh wow, people talk about mental health, or you talk about getting screened for testicular cancer, you talk about seeing your doctor about prostate cancer. You talk about those things.
If you're interested in participating in Movember, visit Movember.com to discover how you can get involved and support this incredible cause. Movember spans the whole month of November, but the Yikes Film Festival is only 2 days. Films from all over Canada will be featured at this festival.
The Yikes Film Festival, taking place next week on November 7th and 8th, aims to showcase new filmmakers and their unique films from across Canada.
The Yikes Film Festival is a 2-day celebration of everything horror, sci-fi, fantasy, mystery, and more. We're screening 38 international films from around the world. We also have 9 locally Alberta-made projects and 3 Edmonton-made projects.
With a different theme each year, last year's being Talus Balls of Terror and this year's being Donair the Dead, they take a unique approach to film festivals.
The main criteria we look for is we're looking for genre films. So genres can be anything like I just mentioned, horror, sci-fi, mystery, B-movie, experimental. Really, if it's different and it's unique, that's basically what we're looking for.
With the highly anticipated Yikes event approaching, it's essential to mark the dates on your calendar and secure your tickets as soon as possible. This is an opportunity you won't want to miss. So get ready for an unforgettable experience. The Yikes Festival promises to be an exciting and unique event for film lovers, so be sure to check it out. I'm Rebecca Mann with NAIT NewsWatch.
This past week marked a significant milestone for author Peter Koziol, who proudly released his debut book after 6 years of dedication and almost 2 years of meticulous editing. The book has officially launched. The book captures the vivid essence of growing up in the 1960s and 70s within a large family in Edmonton. It beautifully illustrates the unique experiences and challenges of that era, highlighting the contrast between life then and now.
It took me 6 years since the idea came to fruition, and today we finally launched the book. Almost 2 years of editing, photo collection, working with Amazon, but it feels great. What a relief it is to have it finally ready.
The book is available on Amazon in both Kindle format and hardcover, with the hardcover being particularly popular among readers. If you're eager to explore the fascinating experiences through Peter Koziol's life in the past, I highly recommend getting your copy as soon as possible. Don't miss the chance to immerse yourself in his captivating journey through time. So, are you guys partaking in Movember?
If I could grow a mustache, I would.
I'm definitely going to be. I just shaved, so now I've got to let it grow out. Thanks, Peyton.
The Yikes Film Festival sure sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Agreed. I'd love to check it out. That's our show for today. We will be taking a break next week and won't be having a show.
But be sure to tune in the week after, where you can learn how to try out something new and unique. Thanks for watching and have a great evening.